welcome back to my channel. In today's video we have the second trimester of my pregnancy, part 1. So it'll be weeks 14 through, I don't even know when the end of the first half will be. If you don't know already, I'm pregnant and I've been vlogging each week of my pregnancy so far since the first trimester, and I just thought it would be a good idea to look back on these videos and to help you guys if you're pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and sort of what to expect. I know each body is different, each person is different, but this is my experience. And yeah, so I just started week 14, which is the start of the second trimester, which everyone says is supposed to be the best trimester because you don't feel sick anymore, you get your energy back, and you sort of start to feel like yourself, but you also are getting your bump, and so people will start knowing that you're pregnant soon. As you recall, I didn't have very much morning sickness in the first trimester, so honestly it just feels like another week. But I think also moving into the second trimester, you're supposed to feel a little bit more at ease because the risk of miscarriage is a lot lower. Although because of the coronavirus and because of everything happening with the hospitals and the doctor's offices, I have not gone back to the doctor since my 8-week appointment. So I know I talked about in my other video that I was probably just going to announce anyway, but I decided to not publicly announce or post these videos until after my 16-week appointment. So in 2 weeks, when I finally see the doctor again and hopefully see an ultrasound and that the baby is still doing okay, because of course there is still a risk of a miscarriage where my body does not understand that the baby has stopped growing. So just as a precaution, I am waiting a little bit longer. I was able to move my appointment up a little bit, so I'm not waiting as long. But yeah, in terms of symptoms, I do feel generally less symptoms, which they say is what happens in your second trimester. There's a few additional ones I can't quite remember off the top of my head right now. There's probably going to be some round ligament pain, so like some shocks to your stomach randomly. They say that your belly is going to be getting bigger, obviously. You're probably going to be eating more. So a lot of different things happening, but overall I still feel about the same, and I think I'm just anticipating the next appointment like last time, and then after that hopefully I'll feel a little better. But yeah, we're just preparing. I'm preparing to tell obviously YouTube and everyone, and also the rest of our friends and family and my work, and yeah, just sort of see how this all pans out. I know that I have been looking at some registries, some baby registries, and building it up a little bit to sort of start getting the things that I want to buy, but haven't gotten anything yet because probably trying to wait till after the baby shower if we have like a virtual one or something, or also just to make sure that the baby is still okay before buying anything. Obviously it's still too early. But yeah, let me show you guys my bump. It's honestly pretty much the same as probably last week, so not that much bigger. It still just kind of looks like I have a bit of a pooch. And I have also been trying to sleep on my side more because they say in your second trimester you're not supposed to sleep on your back anymore. So I feel like I've been trying to sleep on my side more, but it's been difficult, so definitely need to work on that. That is the end of my check-in for the 14th week. I'll see you guys next week. Hi everyone, and welcome to week 15 of my pregnancy. So we are in the second week now of the second trimester. There's a few topics that I wanted to cover. I've been writing them down because I don't want to forget. Alright, the first thing would probably be cravings. I don't know that I've mentioned this much, and I know a lot of people always talk about pregnancy cravings or these stories about husbands who have to drive out at like 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. to go get food. I would say that for me, I haven't really experienced intense cravings. I think I would explain it more, and I remember someone told me you kind of crave food that you grew up eating, and I think it's more of that you just crave sort of comfort foods or foods that you enjoy eating or enjoy making, but you just haven't done it because you don't have the time, or maybe it's a little unhealthy or something. You know, for example, I really love corned beef hash and toast and eggs. So that's something that I grew up eating and I really enjoy and I like when I go to diners, but I don't go out of my way to make it. But maybe during pregnancy you feel like you have a little bit of leniency, like, oh yeah, I can make, you know, this slightly unhealthy dish, or I'm gonna actually go to the grocery store and buy it and eat it because I'm craving it. It's not like I'm craving weird combinations or weird foods I've never liked before. Other people might be totally different than I am, but at least for me, it's really just food that I've always liked you know, like fresh, like strawberries or sandwiches, quesadillas, cheese, you know, things that I've grown up and just in general have always liked, but now I almost feel like I have an excuse to eat more of them, or I have more of a desire, I guess, to eat them, or I act on my desires more. Like if I'm craving a burger, like let's go get a burger. And I don't know if it's also partly the quarantine where you can kind of go out and get whatever you want or make whatever you want at home, or if it's like, I think I mentioned this also, I think I tried to eat more consciously when I was before I got pregnant, and now that I'm pregnant, like almost everything's out the window. I'm obviously still trying to eat healthy because you want to eat healthy when you're pregnant and you don't want to eat for two. That's a lie. So I'm trying to still eat healthy, but there's still a little bit more leeway where I feel like I can eat, I can splurge a little bit. So I think that's what I mean by cravings, at least for me. I would say that the second trimester, something I've noticed for symptoms wise are headaches. So I do get more headaches towards sort of the end of afternoon or end of the day, and usually I notice it's if I'm either hungry or maybe a little bit dehydrated. So I think the key to avoid headaches is to drink a lot of water and sort of eat small meals constantly. I think they recommend that anyway, and because of, I forgot the reason why you get more headaches during the second trimester, but it definitely is real, and I've had it for at least several days in a row. Today I'm feeling okay, but it's still the morning, so I think it depends, and it's nothing really intense. I mean, I've gotten headaches before, so it's nothing I can't get through, but it's definitely something that I've noticed that's new. Also, my belly is not getting that much bigger, but I do notice, which is kind of weird, the area above my pubic bone or the uterus, where the uterus is, does feel more firm, which is kind of crazy. So I think the layer, the pooch that I was referring to previously in my videos, probably is more fat, because I think really where the uterus is, which is what holds the baby, is a little bit lower on my belly. So I can actually feel it, and it feels different than it used to feel. I mean, usually you know your own body, and usually it's kind of squishy down there, but now it's like firm, which is kind of crazy. So I'll show you guys my belly, but it's pretty much the same, but this is the area I'm talking about right here. Like when I press in, it feels very firm. And then this right here is like kind of like the fat poochy area that is probably just fat. I don't think it's part of the baby bump, but yeah, so that's pretty much the bump so far. I will also say that after dinner, I do feel pretty full almost to being uncomfortable. And even though I'm eating the same amount that I would have eaten before, and it's not even that big of a portion, I think because the uterus is getting bigger and it's pressing against your stomach and everything, you feel more full even though you didn't eat that much. So that's also an interesting thing that's been happening in the last week or so. So I have my appointment next Friday, so hopefully it'll be good news. I'm not getting an ultrasound. I realize you only get ultrasounds like a few times during your entire pregnancy, so she's gonna check the heartbeat, which is important, and you know, I'm just praying that everything is fine with the baby. Sorry, I changed the setting a little bit because I wanted to talk a little bit more about my appointment coming up. So my doctor, who actually is also pregnant, which is crazy, was taking the whole month of April off. So I think sounds like she'll be back by the time my appointment is, since it's in May now. But they still won't let my husband come in, so he can't come to the appointment with me, which is fine because there's not really an ultrasound anyway. But they will also be doing, she said, using a Doppler to find the fetal heartbeat, which is important because obviously a lot of the times in these forms that I'm reading, the doctors don't find heartbeats, and that's when they know the baby has sort of stopped progressing, and they can usually tell, like, oh, the baby stopped growing at week 11 or whatever. And so I think that's the main issue and the thing that I'm worried the most about. So she said she'll check the heartbeat, and then if there's anything else to give pause, she'll do an ultrasound. But otherwise, we don't need one. And so I think it'll be a pretty quick in-person appointment. And after that, my next one will be 22 weeks, which would be when we do the full anatomy ultrasound, and we'll find out the gender of the baby. So we're probably gonna do some sort of gender reveal type thing online, but that's the plan for now. And so I'm just sort of anticipating and anxiously waiting the appointment next, and just trying to pray that God gives me peace and lessens my anxiety, and really just helps me to love my baby as it's growing, you know, in my stomach. Oh, another thing I would also mention is that you should start sleeping on your left side. I know it sounds weird, but that's what they say for pregnancy, because when you sleep on your back, your uterus gets bigger and it presses against this major vein, which could cause like dizziness and blood vessel restrictions and issues. So I'm actually a side sleeper already, but I do notice that sometimes I like to just sleep on my back, and I kind of like alternate between the two. So I've been trying to sleep mostly on my left side, which say is better than the right side. But it's hard, and I think for the first few days I kept waking up in the middle of the night because I was scared I was sleeping on my back. I think you don't really have to worry about it until 20 weeks, but I want to get myself into that habit. So yeah, that's been a struggle, trying to sleep on the side and remember to sleep on the side. They say if you wake up and you notice yourself on your back, it's fine, but just something I'm trying to train myself in. Hi everyone, and welcome to week 16 of my pregnancy. Not that much has changed since week 15, although I think I mentioned that my doctor's appointment was supposed to be this past Friday. However, my doctor, who's also pregnant, for some reason she didn't come into the office, so I got a call that morning, like an hour before my appointment was supposed to happen, that she was not coming in. I'm not sure why exactly, and because they were too understaffed, there wasn't another doctor that was able to see me, so my appointment got moved to Monday, which doesn't really seem like that big of a deal, I guess, because it's only like 3 extra days. But if you know me, I was planning a lot of stuff. I was planning on announcing if everything went well at the appointment on Friday, so now I have to sort of wait an extra few days and have to reschedule some stuff from work because I'm going in the morning. So yeah, I'll take you guys along on that appointment on Monday, and hopefully it'll be fine. Hopefully after that I will be able to post publicly on YouTube and Instagram and tell the rest of my friends and families. So that is what I'm anticipating the most. In terms of symptoms, I think my headaches were pretty bad last week, but I kind of tied it to if I didn't get enough sleep the night before. And I think I mentioned this previously too, that I've been trying to practice sleeping on my left side, which is the best for when you're 20 weeks and over. And so I think because of that I was stressed and I wasn't able to sleep as soundly as I normally do. So once I kind of just like let that out the window, because I'm only at 16 weeks, I was sleeping a lot better. So hopefully that's the reason for the headaches. They're not unbearable, they're just kind of uncomfortable throughout the day, no matter how much water you drink or like if you close your eyes or whatever. So it's a little annoying, but today it's been good. I also recently looked at a picture of me back at my 4-week mark, and my stomach is definitely bigger, although I think I still believe that part of it is fat. But I can definitely feel my uterus growing, and right now I think the baby is the size of an avocado, so still pretty small but definitely growing. And I think from here on I should start feeling some movement. They say for first-time moms, and each pregnancy is different, it'll depend. So yeah, hopefully that'll be exciting and that I'll know what it is, because they say it's hard to explain how it feels, but that's something I am anticipating as well. Show you guys progress. So this is that fat layer, but anyway, yep, definitely getting there. I think if I were to go out, people would probably think that I gained weight if they saw me. But luckily, because of this coronavirus, I'm still at home. So yep, I will catch up with you guys on Monday when I go to my appointment. All right, I'm here at my appointment, a little early, and I'm about to go in. They are requiring a mask, and they said they're going to check my temperature before I go in, which is interesting and new. Sorry, I just have some allergies. But yeah, I'll hopefully be able to film at least the heartbeat part or something in the doctor's room for the appointment. But yeah, please pray that everything will go well, and I'll update you once I get back. All right, let's go. And the appointment's done. I wasn't able to film because it's a really fast procedure. I don't even take off my clothes. I just lay there, and the doctor just puts the Doppler on my stomach and then he listens for the heartbeat, and I heard it. So that was a huge sigh of relief for me. You guys know I've been a little stressed about that. So praise God, everything seems to be fine. He did say the heartbeat seems slightly fast. Nothing to be alarmed about, but I also have been having some heart palpitations. So he just said take control, keep track of it. If I ever have it at night, just to check my pulse and see how fast my heart is beating itself, and you know,
obviously the baby will take after me, so honestly I was probably just nervous because I was waiting for the heartbeat. But yeah, so it all went well, and I got my blood drawn for my second genetic testing, and I'm just gonna go home and shower and relax and get ready to be able to tell everyone finally. So yeah, very exciting. Thank you everyone for your prayers. My first Mother's Day card. Am I considered a mother? I'll take it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to week 17 of my pregnancy. As you saw in the previous clips, I had my second appointment this past week, which was great. I know I was nervous leading up to it, and I was sort of waiting because once I confirmed that the baby still had a heartbeat, then I would announce to everyone. I already posted my video on YouTube and I announced on Instagram, and it kind of feels more real now that the whole world kind of knows, because it's almost like, well, there's no going back. I really do have a baby growing inside of me. And so I think it's a sigh of relief, if anything, that everything is going well so far. And I have my anatomy scan scheduled for about a little less than a month from now, so that'll be exciting. And I'm already starting to plan a potential small intimate virtual gender reveal, so I'll definitely give more details and show you guys clips from that when it happens. But this week I kind of wanted to talk about my appointment. It was really quick. I think I mentioned that in the clips, but I literally didn't even have to get undressed. There's no urine sample. I got there, I laid down, he put a little bit of the jelly on my stomach, and he like checked with the Doppler, found the heartbeat, didn't even tell me what the beats per minute were, and then asked if I had any questions. And the only things he reminded me of were to not eat a lot of carbs. I think, again, the tendency during pregnancy is to overeat, and so he just said, you know, of course you can eat carbs, but it's like any other balanced diet. You don't want to eat majority of carbs during your meal because of the sugar levels. And I can't quite remember what he said, but he said that it could increase the baby sugar levels, which I guess is bad. And so he just said to watch like how many carbs I'm eating during my meals, which, you know, I feel like I've kind of been trying to do that anyway. So I think in the next few weeks I should be able to feel the baby moving and any kicks. They say it kind of feels like you have gas a little bit in the beginning because the baby is still so small. I think right now the baby is about the size of my palm, so definitely not a huge size, but I am excited to feel the first movements. So I know a lot of people have said that their breasts have grown a lot since they got pregnant. So mine definitely got bigger, but not to the point where I was uncomfortable or where I couldn't fit my bras anymore. So maybe I'm different. I don't know if it's because I was already small. I mean, I was an A cup, and I can still fit into my A cup bras, although the bra that I've been wearing more recently is my really comfortable t-shirt bra, which is kind of maybe more stretchy and there's no wire, so perhaps that's why it doesn't feel that much bigger. But yeah, it's not uncomfortable for me at all. It was really sore in the beginning, but that's died down from now, so we'll see if it continues to grow or if it gets out of hand. But I haven't had any crazy instances with my breasts at all. And another thing I want to talk about was acne, and people do say there is a pregnancy glow. I do feel like I had it for a few of the first weeks because I noticed my skin was really good. I didn't have any acne, no whiteheads, no hormonal acne or anything, but I was also using slightly different skincare products, and at that time we were moved to shelter in place, so I was at home, so maybe that's why. It's really hard to determine whether it was a pregnancy or it was something else. And I think now, I mean, you can kind of see I did get a hormonal acne the other day, which is pretty, I haven't had this since I got pregnant, and the allergies have also been circulating around a lot, so my eyes have been itchy and watery and my skin's a little more red and sensitive. But honestly, now I would say my skin is about the same as it was before pregnancy, so I haven't noticed anything different. It hasn't gotten worse, it hasn't gotten better necessarily, but just another thing that I've noticed during my pregnancy so far. But yep, so I'll check in with you guys next week. Thanks again for watching. This is seriously the first time I've dressed up in weeks, but I wanted to do like a mini photo shoot because my bump is growing. Do I look pregnant? I'll show you this angle. I mean, honestly, if I saw myself, I probably just thought I put on some weight or like I was having a bloated day, but I don't know. It's still at that awkward stage where it kind of looks like you're just a little chubbier, but maybe it's obvious. I mean, this definitely looks like a bump. Huh. Maybe if I'm against a wall, it's easier to see. There we go. It's kind of awkward because it's like not perfectly round and I don't know. Welcome to week 18. I am now in my 5th month of my pregnancy, which is crazy to think. I was looking at my thing the other day and I was like, wait, how am I already on the 5th month? But it's definitely going by quickly. Not much has changed since last week, other than the fact that I'm getting closer to my 20-week ultrasound, which is exciting because that's when I'll find out the gender, and then after that I'm gonna hopefully have the technician send it in an email to this person on Etsy so that they can make me my gender reveal item, and then we'll have a small little intimate virtual gender reveal with Hui's parents and sister, and then my parents and my sister. And I think that'll be really exciting to figure out or find out all together what gender we're having, because that's the second question that everyone's been asking me. Do you know what you're having already? And honestly, and I'm like, nope, I still have a few more weeks to find out. You can take an extra test. I think it's the NIPT test that does tell you if you want to know the gender earlier on, but I didn't end up doing that test because I'm pretty young and healthy, and I figured I just didn't need to, so that's why I don't know the gender yet. In terms of headaches, they definitely still come and go. This past week, I think I only had it one day during the week, which is a lot better than the previous weeks. I think it's a combination of not getting enough sleep or not getting good sleep the night before, but also not drinking enough water, or if I'm kind of like moving my head a lot. I know that sounds like obvious, but that's when I feel the most strain on myself. So I think that's one thing that one major side effect that I've been having, or major symptom since I've gotten pregnant. And other than that, I haven't really felt any different. I haven't felt any kicks yet. My bump is still growing steadily, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. But nothing else that's really crazy or anything that would stand out to me as a pregnancy symptom. I've also been building my baby registry slowly on Amazon. I think it's just easy, not only for if people want to buy me things if I have a baby shower, but it's more so I can keep track of what I need to buy, because the world of having a baby is obviously so vast, and there's so many things out there, there's so many reviews, there's so many products. So I asked a lot of my friends what they use, and then you look at reviews online, read articles, and even then it's so difficult because each baby is different, each mom is different. And so that's what I've been trying to go through and at least get the basics for when the baby is born. I know I still have a lot of time, but I also have a lot of free time, so I have time to do it. And I think the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about was something that sort of dawned on me recently because of coronavirus, and because I don't feel safe going out and hanging out with and going out in public and really exposing myself. I realize I'm not able to enjoy the pregnancy like normal people, because usually by this time you're showing a little bit, and it sounds a little selfish maybe, but it's almost like when you get engaged, like everyone sees the ring on your finger, or they're like, oh wow, congrats, and you're kind of like, people, it's almost like it's your birthday too. That people pay attention to you more, and they kind of are really nice to you, and it's kind of like a savored feeling that I remember enjoying. And I feel like it would be similar if you're pregnant, because everyone can see, and I'm sure even strangers go up to you and are like, oh congrats, and they kind of treat you differently because you're in this exciting new stage as a mom, or as a mom to be. But no one sees me. Everyone just sees me from the chest up in Zoom meetings. I haven't even told my work yet, and I haven't been able to see friends or even family. So Hui's the only one that sees me, and I guess strangers if I'm going for a walk. But it is a little sad to think that like most things, I'm probably my baby shower will be virtual as well. I just won't really get to experience the fullness of being pregnant with my community, unfortunately. I'll have to do it all virtually, and that does make me a little sad, but we're hoping to have another child anyway, another baby, so hopefully by then I'll be able to experience it all. But it is a little sad right now to think that no one else is really sharing in this pregnancy with me other than me. But yeah, I'm definitely really excited for the 20-week scan coming up, and I'll check in with you guys next week. It's finally warm enough for me to wear tank tops and shorts. This romper, which you guys have definitely seen before, but my stomach, I guess you can barely tell. Does it look more poofy? Not really, huh? I just look like I ate a little bit too much. So that's the end of my second trimester part 1 video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in my next video, and soon I'll see you in my second trimester part 2 video, where it'll be the second half of my second trimester. Bye!